And look who just decided to show up. It's Tyler.
How we doing?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Well, yeah, really, yeah. Maybe
Okay.
you should actually do homework before.
It's procrastination season, SZN.
Yeah. What do you got in your mouth there? You got a dip in?
It makes me... We'll discuss that after my rant. Actually,
Okay.
no, we'll do that before. I am using tea leaf tobacco, but there's no tobacco. It's like pouches, but with tea leaves, and they make my appetite go away, so I'm not eating as much because I'm trying to lose weight.
Where does one get those?
I actually found them in a baseball coaching conference in Indianapolis, and I ordered them online after I tried them.
Do they work for you?
Yeah, they do, actually. I still have some left. I can give you some to try.
I think I'm going to try that.
Yeah, I'm going to order more because they
Sounds
work.
like a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was just going through the newly released NFL schedule here and picking out big games. We just ended with Week 6, the Monday night game, the Niners at Green Bay. We'll go on to Week 7. Any matchups there you see that could potentially be big time? I see the Rams at the Niners. That could potentially be a good game.
Niners are going to be overrated. That's probably a hot take, but that's my... Yeah, I don't know. I don't see them being that great.
We'll have to see. I mean, they've kind of revamped the team a little bit. They've got new coaching staff in there, new quarterback.
It's hard for me to get that into Jimmy G when he's only started 5 NFL games.
That is very true.
It's the A.J. McCarron thing we discussed on the show, except for
Yeah.
Jimmy G has obviously done better, but
I talked a little bit about that when I was talking about draft stuff, because the Bills are at number 12 right now for their draft pick after they made a trade with the Bengals, and the potential for taking a quarterback maybe isn't as high at 12, but it's also been said that the Broncos would definitely be up for trading their 5th pick, and the Bills could move up into that 5th spot to take a quarterback. And with the rumors of that flying around, McCarron came out and defended himself, saying, you don't have to necessarily have all the starts to be good. You don't have to have big arm strength. I mean, how often are you throwing the ball 60 yards downfield? Not very. I'll be just fine. I can be a franchise guy.
I don't hate that, because I don't think he's totally off by saying that. One, that shows confidence in the guy you just traded for. 2, he has a good track record at the old Alabama. And I don't know how much the Bills can really be expecting. Is he really going to, outweigh or not, or what's the word I'm looking for? Or not live up to the expectations? I don't think they're really setting the bar that high.
Expectations of who? Tyrod Taylor, or just in general expectations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be any better. He might be a little better than Tyrod, because he was kind of erratic. But, Tyrod had more explosiveness, so I think he's definitely got that on him.
True, and I will knock your little comment there about Alabama. He did definitely ride that strong running game with
I agree.
multiple NFL caliber running backs and a very strong defense that has multiple NFL draftees in it.
That's the problem with Alabama, quarterbacks can't.
Oh, exactly.
But I don't know. I always liked McCarron, and I hate Alabama. That was just one guy I could always watch. Well, his girlfriend, super attractive, by the way.
His girlfriend went to Auburn. How funny is that?
War Eagle.
So anywho, do you see any other games right here that you think might be big? I could see maybe Houston at Jacksonville. That great Jacksonville defense taking on the potentially explosive Houston offense.
That's if Watson is what he was last year. I think that could be a fun game to watch. But if he's not, then nah.
True, and this is about the time where we start seeing a lot of key injuries. So J.J. Watt getting hurt again, maybe?
God, I hope not. That guy is. I don't know why everybody hates him.
I don't see it either. He's a great guy.
He raised $4 bajillion for Houston. How do you not like that guy?
Yeah, and they didn't even really use any of that, and they got so many donations and such that the millions of dollars that they did raise, they ended up helping out Florida with.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So the dude's a great guy. Let's see. We'll go on to Week 8 here.
Side note, my Cowboys played at the Redskins. Yikes. R.I.P. Dallas, regardless of who they play.
Yeah, you think Alex Smith will tear him up this year?
No, I just think the Cowboys are just so wildly mediocre that I don't... Oh, gosh. It's going to be a long year.
See, and going off of that, too, I mentioned about Dez Bryant earlier. With the Giants releasing Brandon Marshall today, do you think the Giants might sign Dez? Because he said he does want to play them twice a year and have that Dez Odell duo?
The egos would clash hard, in my opinion. Like, it'd be like OBJ's, somewhat considered a cancer, especially to kicking nets. But I just feel like, there's only one football. People forget that. Those two both want the ball. Like, if one guy has a huge game, what's the other guy going to say?
Very true.
Is he going to make one of those cliche, like, oh, Dez was on today, or OBJ had his day, I didn't get the ball, whatever. I don't know. I don't know why Dez wants to play against the Cowboys.
He said it's personal now.
He didn't earn what he was making. He didn't do, having Dak Prescott waft the ducks at him probably didn't help, but I don't want to make this into a Cowboys podcast for both of us, but come on, Dez.
All right, so then let's see other games, potentially Cleveland at Pittsburgh, depending on how that first game goes. Like I said before, both games between the Browns and the Steelers last year were really close, and Cleveland had chances to win that game.
They will beat the Steelers once this year, and that is not a hot take. That will happen.
I think it very well could happen, too. Let's see, we got Green Bay at Los Angeles Rams. That could be a very high-scoring, fun game. Both of them are going to have revamped defenses. Both of them have high-scoring offenses. So we'll have to see. That could be an extremely fun game to watch. That's afternoon game.
Does Rodgers stay healthy? Not to cut you off there, but I know this hits right at home. Does Rodgers stay healthy?
Very true.
No, I'm asking. I want to hear your take on that. Can he stay healthy this year? Because if so, RIP for defenses in the league. That guy's unreal, and I hate the Packers.
Oh, I know. The last time this happened, that was in 2013. He came back and tore up the league in 2014 and had an MVP type year. So with the extra time off and the extra time to rehab and get everything going, he very well could do the same exact thing. We'll have to see. 2014 was also the last time they played the Patriots, and that's coming up in the week after this.
That was the year that Dez caught the ball in the playoffs.
That was not the year Dez caught the ball in the
2013.
playoffs.
Is that right? 2013? Big football guy. Was it 13?
You had the right year. He just didn't catch it.
Dude, now that that's in the past, did he catch the ball? Do you think he caught the ball?
No, because...
Ignore the rule.
Ignoring the rule, when he came down with it, he hit the ball off the ground.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
That's why I say no catch. Because he has it, and the ground's not supposed to help you catch the ball.
Yeah,
as he comes down...
a football move, though. That's the thing.
He hits the ball off the turf.
See, here's the thing, though. I know I'm saying I'm not a biased Cowboys fan at all, especially since he's not on the team, so it doesn't matter. I think he caught the ball because he was trying to make a football move, but the Cowboys do not do anything after that game anyway. So that's why I say, who cares?
There was a hilarious story I saw about that catch after it came out, that the rules committee or whatever said that it was a catch. I can't quite remember who it was from the NFL Network said the Cowboys would end up going to Seattle to play in the NFC Championship and beat them because earlier that year they were unable to stop the run game of Darren McFadden.
I remember that game. They killed him.
Yeah, and so they're saying that they wouldn't be able to stop that. They would go on to the Super Bowl and be able to run the ball against the Patriots and win the Super Bowl. And I laughed so hard.
See that? Oh, man. I'm not even going to go in on that.
I thought that was hilarious. I think it's so funny when people do dumb stuff like that.
We need to not discuss any more Cowboys ever on this show.
Like in Romo's rookie year when he fumbled that field goal.
Against the Seahawks.
There was a thing I remember seeing that said, it was right after Romo retired, I believe it was, and it was like, what could have happened in Romo's career? And they said if he would have been able to hold that down, they would have gone on to the Super Bowl and played the Steelers and beat them.
I don't know, dude. That's why people that are sports writers right now should not write sports anymore. Let's get a new wave of people that aren't idiots. Hot take.
I'll take a job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, how about we throw both of us in there?
Yeah, let's go for that.
Not so much me on football, but I probably do better than they do now.
Yeah, you could do baseball. You'd be all right.
Oh, you boys are in for quite the Shohei Ohtani rant later. Strap in, Hoagie. And Glenn.
Are you gonna say anything about not being here the past 2 weeks for them?
Okay, so I am a scholarly student, as none of you know. I have been just swamped with homework, so I apologize for my absences. And I've also been going to bed at 10 o'clock every night, so that doesn't help. But, yeah, there you go. That's all you need to know. I don't need to explain myself. I run this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Funny notification I just got on my phone. Pete Carroll has a pair of Yeezys.
Oh, man. What a guy.
I
can't
I
stand
hate
it.
those shoes. I don't like
I
Kanye.
hate Pete Carroll. Heck with the shoes.
I'm just saying I don't like either aspect of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pete Carroll's okay. Excuse me. Pete Carroll's okay, but... Yeah. The Monday night matchup for that week is the Patriots at the Bills. The Bills played the Patriots decently tough last year, so with improvements to that team, who knows, we could see a little bit of an upset of the Patriots there.
I don't know. I don't know.
The Bills are hard to predict because it's like one week they'll play phenomenal.
Especially with a new quarterback.
Yeah, and then the next week they'll just be awful.
Mm-hmm.
So week 9,
Shout
one
out
of the
Bills Mafia.
Yeah, Bills Mafia jumping off tables and whatnot.
And catching them on fire while they do it.
Yes. I actually did a presentation in class where I was talking about Bleacher Report and
Trash website.
You think so?
Their content's not good.
It's better than what it used to be, in all honesty, because what they used to do when they first became a website was just take like whoever wanted to write stuff for them.
I feel like that's
email
what
it to them.
I feel like that's what they do now. I don't know. See, I've read their football stuff, and their football stuff's not bad. Their NBA stuff is awful, in my opinion, and I'm not even an NBA person. Their baseball stuff is bad.
See, I don't know if they really care that much about baseball because...
I don't think they do at all.
Do you have the app?
No, I deleted it.
No. Okay, well, on the Bleacher Report app, they have like the customization part where you can pick and choose like what you want to know. They have so many things for the NFL. They've got fantasy, injuries, draft, all that stuff. I think they just have MLB news for baseball aside from like each individual team.
You can pick your fantasy players. They used to be able to do that, but that's a dumb feature. I don't think anybody picks each individual player and wants notifications on them. Like, that's too much. Do it yourself.
Oh, I'm sure there's people that do that.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so the week 9 of the NFL season. Oh, wait, I didn't even finish what I was saying about Bleacher Report. So we played a clip from their NFL series, Gridiron Heights. And
that's awful.
It's hilarious, honestly.
I bet it is. It's all cartoon garbage, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, but it's like making fun of like every team. And certain players, and they had Nathan Peterman get on top of a car and go, "Bills Mafia, I can break tables too!" And he jumps off the truck, hits the table, falls on a grill, and lights himself on fire and runs off.
Wow.
And it was great, because I think it was Cam Newton was like, "No, Nathan, don't do that. You can't do it yet." And Jay Cutler like cleared everything off the table, was like, "Jump." And it was Jay Cutler's grill that he got himself on fire.
I'm sure the Bills' PR department was like, "Yeah, that's just an image we're wanting out of our quarterback. That's good."
Yeah, probably. All right, anyway, back to the schedule. So, Oakland at San Fran starts the week off on Thursday. Depending on how Oakland gets things back together, if they get things back together, that could be a decent game. Battle for the Bay.
If Derek Carr's healthy, then yeah, but I don't know.
See, I think he was just scared this year because he had that horrific leg injury, and I think he was just worried about pushing it too hard. After another year under his belt, nothing happened. I think he'll be better suited to go into another year and be better.
John Gruden's going to run the ball 100 times a game.
That very well could happen. He loves Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, 'cause he's like a fullback. He loves the fullback.
True.
Millennials are killing the fullback position.
Let's see. The rest of the games. Another installation of the Steelers at the Ravens.
Those games are always weird.
Yeah, that's either ends up being a weird score, like 11-9 score, or it's like 35-32, and there's a bunch of scoring. Somebody gets their teeth knocked out. Houston at Denver. That always seems to be a fairly good game for whatever reason, even if one team or the other sucks. Chargers at the Seahawks. That could be a good game. Rams at New Orleans. That could turn into a very high-scoring game.
Yeah, one of those like 45-42 final scores.
Oh, yeah. Lots of yards on both sides. About 40 rushing yards combined. Well, maybe not from the Rams. Yeah, they'd use Todd Gurley. Well,
dude, the Saints had 2,000-yard rushers last year.
That's very true.
And Drew Brees and Tony Gonzalez. Big football guy. Alvin Kamara might win the MVP next year. He's so good.
That's possible. The big game of the week, Green Bay at New England. If both quarterbacks are healthy, which, who knows, Tom Brady may not even play this year. It has not been confirmed.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's just weird because ESPN's making up all kinds of crap.
Well, of course they are.
Did Brady say last year he was going to play?
I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it assumed that you're just going to come back? Like, I don't think
exactly. It's just assumed. Why do you have to announce at the end of every season that you're coming back for the next year?
Garbage content by ESPN.
Yeah, and I mentioned that earlier, that ESPN's potentially like a dying company, and they're trying to create content out of nothing.
I agree for sure.
Because I was saying, they had the Patriots drama with Belichick, Brady, and Kraft right before the Super Bowl.
It was all fabricated.
Yeah, now they're trying to say that Aaron Rodgers is frustrated with Green Bay and that he's, I read somewhere that they said that he was going to be leaving Green Bay soon, and he came back on Twitter and said, kind of hard to get the quotes and stuff from me when I'm not even in the country. He was in India visiting the Dalai Lama.
Of course he was.
Yeah, Dalai Lama is now a Packers fan.
Of course.
Yeah. Probably a good guy. I don't know. I don't speak Indian or Tibetan, whatever they do out there.
Yeah, that's above my knowledge.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah, so that's the big game of that week. That's the Sunday night game.
Don't even say it, by the way. That bottom one, just go to next week.
I wasn't going to say anything about it.
Good man.
And now it was Tennessee at Dallas.
Dallas wins by 40.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. Week 10, Panthers at Pittsburgh. That could be a good game.
I just don't know how I feel about Cam Newton.
Yeah, he kind of has like
See what they've been, though. They're both weird quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that could be an interesting game, actually. Yeah.
They'll have like a good game, and the next week throw 5 picks, or like have a good year, and then the next year be like just subpar.
Yeah, it's weird.
Anything else exciting that week? Doesn't really look like
That's a disgusting week of football.
Yeah, it's not. Ooh, Dallas at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Seattle at
Rams.
Rams.
That's what I was going to say, but I don't know. Those Seattle Rams games are much more interesting now that they're both relevant. Even though, actually, I feel like Seattle is much more on the downturn than they are going up.
Yes, definitely. The Giants-Niners game could turn into something there.
Except for the Giants are playing.
True.
Dude, they're gonna be worse than Cowboys.
You think so?
I do. I think they're gonna be just as maybe not just as bad, but they're gonna be bad again.
All right, well, there's your take from Tyler on the Giants.
I'm a big football guy.
Yeah. Week 11, Thursday night game, Green Bay at Seattle. Ooh, that could be a very ugly...
That's back-to-back losses for Seattle.
That could be a very ugly color rush week if they continue to do that.
They are no longer doing color rush.
Did they say that for this year?
They did. No longer doing color rush.
Okay, because I heard that it was possible that it may not happen, but I never saw anything like fully confirming it.
No longer.
Okay, well,
thank goodness.
That saves that. Some of them weren't bad.
The Bills all red was sweet.
I liked the Bills all red. I liked the Jets chrome green on the helmet. That was about it. They didn't really do anything with the jersey.
Yeah, their jerseys anyway are gross.
Yeah. The Cardinals wasn't bad with the all black.
Yeah, that was cool.
The Seahawks was just gross with all the bright green.
It's way too much.
Let's see. The Rams wouldn't be as bad
if it wasn't mustard yellow.
If they kind of like mixed in like blue pants instead of just all, or even like white pants. Like just the all yellow was gross.
But then it's not color rush.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if we keep like just the jersey or something.
They should have just went all blue.
Yeah, all blue would have been fine, or even all white with like the throwback helmet with like the blue and the white horns. That would have been fine. Which didn't they do that this last year?
I think so. That sounds right. That helmet is cool.
The Bucks jersey was basically their regular jersey, just with red pants. The Colts could have, if the NFL would get rid of that one helmet a year rule, the Colts could have a cool one. They have a throwback helmet that's all blue, so they could have had an all blue uniform, which would have been decent. They're basically color rush every week, anyways, if they play all white.
Yeah, no kidding.
Patriots, I didn't like the all white with the silver helmet. I liked the all blue better, but they were playing Houston, who had about the similar blue color. So that obviously makes for the color differential there. Bengals, theirs was weird with the all white and the orange helmet.
That's just a trash organization. Fire Marvin Lewis if they didn't. Did they?
No, he's still there.
Of course he is.
They had a weird situation with that where he said he wasn't going to come back, and then he said, I'll come back if they want me to come back, and then he said he was coming back.
I remember that, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The Dolphins, I liked their orange jersey, though I think they should have wore like white pants with it.
But then again, that's not Color Rush, which...
True.
They just need to, the NFL needs to revamp some of their jerseys. That's basically what we're getting at, folks.
Well, we did have a little segment here about the new NFL jerseys. Did you want to give your opinions on those?
I'm not going to lie to you. I have not seen those yet.
Well, here, I'll show you real quick.
Good thing we have technology, right?
Exactly.
Hoagie, how we doing, by the way? Glenn!
You just got to throw that out there for everybody. So, do you see the big difference there? Oh, that's not the right picture. That's like their weird throwbacks. Here we go. Here's a picture from. Do you see any difference in? Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's the helmet.
Okay.
Or wait,
it's exactly the same.
Yeah, that's the new helmet. That's the old helmet. You see any difference there?
Zero difference.
The only difference is this stripe right here.
Wow.
You see how it's orange, dark, and then regular?
Yeah.
Yeah. Only difference. Well, I guess they did make it a more predominant orange, like a darker orange color. You can see there.
Mm-hmm.
And they darkened this aqua a little bit. So there's that.
Man.
The jerseys. Do those look any different to you?
No.
Yeah. Same thing as with the helmet. They used to have that like dark blue line around the outline of this stuff.
Yeah.
Got rid of that. Same thing with the colors.
Okay.
Yep. And they did the same thing with the nameplate on the back. They got rid of that blue outline around it.
So, since you guys can't see what we're talking about, the only thing that the Miami Dolphins changed is instead of having two different colors outline their numbers and helmets and nameplate, they only have one. How about that for a change?
And they made it a more predominant, brighter orange.
So they made it even worse than it already was. Perfect.
And they darkened their aqua, like I said earlier.
So they made it more flamboyant.
Yep.
And then made the orange pop.
And then did you want to comment on the Titans' new uniforms?
See, I already like the Titans jerseys.
But have you seen their new ones?
I have not.
Here we go.
Ooh, see, I like those.
You like those?
Well, see, they have that nice little Carolina, North Carolina color scheme that they can just really do anything with. Those are nice.
They do, but what do you think about the helmet? It's a darker blue than their actual
weird.
jersey.
I didn't even see him holding the helmet. That helmet doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but the jerseys themselves are sweet.
Yeah, and then notice on the shoulders there, they have two different colors of gray.
I kind of like that, actually.
You like that?
Yeah, kind of.
The random two colors of gray?
Dude, that's because they're trying to make... Everybody's probably basing it Oregon makes 1 billion different jerseys, but you know what? They always succeed in their jerseys, and now the NFL is trying to do it.
And I like, since you brought up the Oregon thing, I want to make a comment real quick. I like how Oregon, they've started to suck recently because they've had so much turnover with their coaching that players don't really want to go there.
And now we don't have to hear about their 1 billion jerseys.
That, and they've stopped doing as many jersey, new uniforms and stuff. They've just been using old combinations and their coach said, until we get better, we don't deserve to have new uniforms every week.
I don't hate that, because I'm sure that, having all that sweet apparel is what draws in those, big 4 or 5-star recruits, so I don't hate that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But do you think now that they're not doing that anymore, they're not getting as many recruits?
See, now that, everyone's soft now, and it's I need stuff right now, people don't want to work for it, I feel like there's kids out there no, let's work for this, they'll get a group in there. That's a hot destination.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay.
I saw those, not a fan.
Yeah, the new Jaguars uniforms.
You guys need to do these. They're the most boring uniforms ever.
What? Oh, hey, Baker Mayfield. What are you yelling about shirtless? What is this?
F Kansas.
I thought this was a video about the jerseys. Okay. Yeah.
It's so plain.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I thought their uniforms were perfectly fine, but, everybody hated the two-tone helmet.
That was kind of gross.
So I said... My thought for that was keep the uniform, but just have an all flat black helmet. Well, they got rid of that too, and it's not even flat black. It's a glossy black now, which isn't even what their old uniforms used to look like because they had this sparkly black helmet.
Dude, Jaguars just have a gross color scheme. They need to...
Their color scheme's fine. They can do a lot with it.
See, they can, but they fail at it. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then they kept, the weird Jaguar patch on the left side. But it's not, in the shield saying Jags anymore. It's just the Jaguar head.
LOL at the Jaguars. I hope Leonard Fournette can do something with him.
Yeah, and hopefully they get rid of these uniforms quickly.
See, but I don't mind like the simple approach. I don't hate that, but if you're gonna do it, you have to do it right.
I mean, this looks like a high school team to me. It's
Yeah,
like
it
very
does.
simple, but they're
Yeah.
like, we're gonna put a patch here to look cool.
Looks like one of those 6-3 high school teams that just always loses in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
But they fall back on the regular season success.
and then notice the
How about
socks.
that for a hot take, Hoagie?
Ooh. And then notice the socks. They've got white with the weird slanted teal and then black.
LOL.
And it's like the whole sock. It's not like layered socks. It's
Dude,
just a sock.
It's because that weird owner they have. I'm sure he's
what's his name? Shad Khan?
Shad Khan, yeah. I don't know where he's from or if he's ever watched football before, but like you need to get a different designer of your uniforms.
Yeah.
The helmet's not terrible.
The helmet's not terrible.
It's just boring.
But it's like, if it was like a flat black, I would like that so much better.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's your Tyler takes on the jerseys in the NFL.
We'll figure it out one day.
Yeah. So, we'll go back to the schedule here. Week 11. Dallas at Atlanta. You just going to get destroyed in that matchup?
28-3.
Okay.
Minnesota. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see
Okay,
what you did
there
there.
you go.
Okay.
Right
yeah.
at you, Hoagie. You're welcome.
Minnesota at Chicago, that could possibly be interesting.
Chicago's going to be terrible, dude. Come on.
No, but I'm saying because everybody's expecting Minnesota to be just as good as last year, the Bears almost beat them both times last year. And with the new additions that the Bears have, they could knock off the Vikings in this matchup.
I think the Vikings go like 8-8 or 9-7, and the Bears are going to be like a...
Even with Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That could be a little... If Trubisky can like figure out how to play football, and they let him actually like throw and see what he can do, then that could end up being a decent little quarterback battle.
Very true. All right, we also have the Eagles at the Saints, and I think by this time, at least I'd hope so by this time, Wentz is back and starting and doing his regular ordeal.
What a fun guy to watch play football, even though I hate the Eagles.
He is super exciting to watch. I was really disappointed that he wouldn't get to play for the entire playoffs and then ultimately Super Bowl. But, hey, it worked out for him. Nick Foles getting traded midseason.
That's an interesting thing because if Wentz is like iffy health-wise, like you got to have a guy to fall back on, but then again, it's like you can get a lot of value, or I don't know about a lot of value. You can get some value out of Nick Foles right now. Like it's one of those like it's almost like a win-lose. I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see.
They did get first-round draft pick offers for Foles.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if they do it mid-season, I mean, if they're like defensive struggling, probably pick up a decent corner. Like I don't know. It's all variable.
True, they did get rid of a corner because he got arrested for I don't even remember.
No kidding, NFL players getting arrested. That's rare.
Shocker.
Yeah, figure it out, guys. We're making millions to hit people. Quit hitting people outside of the game.
Right. Ooh, sad memory for the Steelers. They have to go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville beat the living hell out of them again.
Blake Bortles goes for $250, and
He did have a wrist surgery, so maybe.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
So that was hindering him all last season. Maybe that's why
and he still had that good. I mean, he got hot at the end. Never
decent.
mind. Yeah, I don't want
It
to
wasn't
see him.
great, but maybe
Just
that's
let
improves
Fournette
him.
run the ball, dude.
That's very true. That defense, though, picking off Big Ben 5 times too. So
Jalen Ramsey is unbelievable.
Jalen Ramsey is great.
And AJ Bowie, whatever his last name is.
Bouye, I think is how you pronounce it.
He's good too.
So then the Monday night game is Kansas City at the Rams. Oh, actually, no, it's not at the Rams. It's in Mexico.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, football.
See. Football America.
No bueno, papi.
Is that a good game? No? Yes, maybe you think? Patrick Mahomes.
Dude, don't even get me started on Patrick Mahomes. Now that we're on the topic, he throws for 450 on that defense.
You think so?
Yeah, no.
Dude, Patrick Mahomes is a stud.
Dude, he throws the football so hard.
I think they clocked him at NFL Network throwing at like 67 miles an hour.
Yeah, I can RIP to whoever his receivers are.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Week 12. There we go. Ooh, so we got 3. Oh, this is Thanksgiving weekend. Okay, so we got for Thanksgiving Day matchups, we got Bears at Detroit, Redskins at Dallas, and Atlanta at New Orleans.
Dallas wins that game.
I hate that you have at least the Lions and the Cowboys playing
So
every Thanksgiving.
It's a ritual, dude.
It's a ritual, but it's like if both teams suck, why do I want to watch them?
Why not get fat and watch the Cowboys lose?
I mean, when RG3 torched the Cowboys a few years ago, pretty sure the Lions got destroyed that day too. So it's like, why do you keep putting both these crappy teams on here?
Because, dude, the NFL is so biased to, like... I don't know why Detroit's in there, but I can understand the Cowboys because, like, the average football fan on Thanksgiving, like, oh, Dallas is playing, let's watch him. So I think it maybe for a ratings perspective, but Detroit, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The Atlanta-New Orleans game could be pretty good, I think.
That could be one of those high-scoring games.
Yeah. Rest of the week, Giants at Eagles, possibly. Green Bay at Minnesota. Aaron Rodgers returns to Minnesota. We'll see. Tyler's going to step out for a second.
Wow.
He's dying. We'll have to see how Aaron Rodgers does in that game, if he has any jitters going back. We'll go on to week 13 here. Saints at Cowboys. Pretty sure the Saints will probably torch the Cowboys in that one.
Yeah, they will.
And Tyler has an agreement. Who else? Cardinals at Green Bay. I don't think that one's going to be... I think that one might be a little surprising, depending on if Sam Bradford is actually still healthy by that point, and whether or not if it's not Mike Glennon. But we'll see. I don't know why that one just sticks out to me a little bit. Who else? Yeah, maybe Minnesota at New England. If Minnesota is going to be anywhere near as good as last year, that's about it. The Monday night games, the Redskins at the Eagles, so that has a little bit of potential there.
It'll help during the season when some of these teams show how good they actually are.
That's very true. This is super early.
The way too early NFL game predictions.
The Thursday night game of week 14.
That's the classic. That's the most disgusting Thursday night matchup you can possibly have.
But both teams are like
relevant
now because the Jags won that division last year and the Titans were like a game away.
Mm-hmm. And it was ugly, but yeah, I agree. I mean, that game is just always gross. Like every year, it's just ugh.
I mean, the one game wasn't too bad when Mariota
played football. Played football.
No, he had like a rushing touchdown and like 3 passing touchdowns.
Was that the game where he like threw a ball off of defender's hands, he caught it and ran it in?
I don't think that was against the Jaguars, but it might have
wild,
been.
Though.
That was a very good game. You know what other quarterback has thrown a touchdown to himself?
Roger Staubach.
No.
Or the shot.
Actually, now I'm kind of questioning it. I think Brett Favre might have just completed it to himself and not thrown a touchdown to himself. I know for a fact he completed a pass to himself. Maybe it wasn't a touchdown. Anywho, we'll skip past that. We can just edit that out, maybe. Let's see what else we got here. Atlanta at Green Bay. So that's an early December game. That could be a snow game for the Dirty Birds that are used to playing in their warm indoor stadium.
That could be one of those games that like really changes the landscape of a division depending on the race.
Very true. Could also impact wild card seedings this late in the season. Anybody else on there? Eagles are going to go into Dallas and probably torch them.
Yeah, that's one of those when Dallas doesn't show up in December. That's always fun to watch. Why are we discussing Dallas? What did we say earlier? Come on.
I'm just pointing it out for you. Oh, then we get into week 15 of the season. We got some weird Saturday games.
Let me stop you for a second. Stop playing football on Saturday when college football plays on Saturdays.
Well, this is kind of that weird, like purgatory of college football, where it's like, are they playing conference games, or are they playing conference championship games, or are they playing bowl games?
But then it's like, nobody knows that they're ever playing on Saturday. It's always like you guys, you have plans. Maybe you're a little hungover from the night before, and it's like, oh, the NFL's on a Saturday right now? Like, what's going on? I don't know.
Is it Sunday? Did I wake up on the wrong
day? Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's just weird seeing NFL play on Saturday.
It is weird, but you got to fill a space with something. They're trying to get ratings because they know people want to watch football on Saturday.
Fair point.
It would help if it was more of like a Saturday night game instead of a Saturday afternoon.
Instead of like a 3:30 where everybody's got plans.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, 3:30 in the afternoon. And it's not very good matchups either.
Cleveland
at Denver.
At the Denver Broncos, and then Houston at your New York Jets, Jets, Jets.
Jets, 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 Jets.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That I don't like those matchups at all. If they're looking for ratings, I don't think either of them's going to be very good.
Good job, Goodell. Stay hot, buddy.
Chargers at Kansas City on Thursday, though. That could be a very good game based on
Mahomes
Nothing
alone,
else. But
Melvin Gordon.
Yes, Melvin Gordon for sure.
I like Melvin Gordon
on Wisconsin.
Stupid Wisconsin.
But I'm thinking more so divisional purposes and potential playoff seedings.
That's true. I don't feel like Mahomes is going to do anything. I hate to say that because we're close friends, but
Should we start trying to contact Patrick Mahomes?
We might have Patrick. I know you're listening. You guys missed that. Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. So we recorded a really good podcast a couple weeks ago, and Tyler accidentally I put accidental in quotes. Deleted it off his laptop before we could figure out how to post it anywhere.
It was one of those half accidental, half like I knew I was doing it, but like not why or dumb. Bottom line.
Yeah. In that podcast, we were trying to become best friends with Josh Allen.
Josh Allen will be in my wedding. Is basically what we got it down to. Who else was I like?
There was somebody. There was somebody else. I can't think of who it was now.
I don't know. Josh, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, Josh Allen, what's up? I hope you get drafted in the top 5
to the Cowboys because we're best friends, and yeah.
Okay.
We'll workshop it.
Aside from that, Green Bay at Chicago.
Yikes. That's kind of a gross week, too.
Yeah.
And New England and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, New England, Pittsburgh, that's one. And possibly Seattle, San Fran. The Eagles-Rams could be a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Monday night game, New Orleans at Carolina.
I hate watching that game for some reason.
It always ends up being like a crap fest where it ends at like 10-7, or it's like a 45-42 game.
Weird matchup with those two teams.
Yeah. Let's see, Week 16, Battle for Cleveland, Cincinnati, or not the Battle for Cleveland, the Battle for Ohio, rather.
There you go.
Cincinnati, I'm not a ball brother thinking that Detroit's a state, so... Did you see that?
No, but now that you bring it up, I don't think we need to go into it. I hate the balls.
I'll just say real quick, LaMelo thought Detroit was the state and Michigan was the town. I'm pretty sure there was one other one on there, too. That it was like a big city that he thought was the state, and that the state was a town in it.
That's like MJ saying the roof is the ceiling or whatever he said.
Yes, the roof is the ceiling.
Figure it out, guys. Come on.
He was nervous. He didn't know what he was saying. Oh, Michael Jordan. That he got crying Jordan himself.
When you crap $100 bills, you can say whatever you want. So that's he made a shirt. He made money off of that.
Yeah, he made money for saying something stupid.
I wish I would be so rich if everybody made money off my stupid comments.
Well, stick around when we start producing T-shirts. You can say something stupid, and we'll put it on a T-shirt.
Yeah, merch is coming soon, but soon being like, yeah.
When we start making money off this, to be able to buy the merch,
send us money. That's what we're saying. like right now.
I'm pretty sure we legally cannot say that.
Well, I just did. Pause the episode. Glad you paused it. Well, you can't pause it because I just said pause. Yeah. Send us money. That's all we're saying.
Subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Yeah, that you actually can do. Don't send us money. Winky face.
Let's see. Week 16. Yeah, we have Cincinnati at Cleveland. Green Bay at the Jets. Whoa. Houston at baby. Eagles. That could be a good game.
That's all dependent on Winston Watson.
Yep, definitely. Because if it's...
I don't even know. Tom Savage and...
Yeah,
the other guy.
Be it if it's Nick Foles still, you never know. Yeah, that may not be as good. Steelers at the Saints. That could be a very good game. Very high scoring. Kansas City at Seattle, possibly.
I don't like that on Christmas Eve.
That's not
Who's
Christmas
the quarterback?
Eve. That's the day before Christmas Eve.
December 24th is Christmas Eve.
I'm talking about the Kansas City-Seattle game.
Yeah, and I said Denver-Oakland. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
We're not on the same page. Okay, then go in on Denver-Oakland.
Merry Christmas. Happy Chrysler. That's a gross game to lead you into Christmas. I'm sorry, NFL.
You're not sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, and then we got Week 17, the all-important last week of the season that either everybody's going to be sitting out or...
Possible playoff implications.
Yeah.
Why are the Jets playing New England in Week 17? Gosh, man.
These are all division games that Jacksonville, Houston. San Fran, LA, Rams. That's about it, I think.
Yeah, that's not a very good week 17.
No. Yeah, I don't know about that one. What was that loud noise out there? Was that Josh?
That was the critter that lives across the hall.
The critter. All right, well, why don't you go in on your baseball rant here? And I had a pizza cooking. I'm going to go grab that.
Yeah. Okay, does Scotty listen to this?
Sometimes. I don't know if he knows about the podcast, but I'll let him know so that you have a response to what he said about like 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, man, oh, boy. Okay.
Which, by the way, it was mentioned that a possible return of the Scotty. I'm saying it for him. I know that he wants to come back.
Okay, anyway.
Go ahead.
Guys, for you baseball fans, lovers, whatever. For those of you that are watching Shohei Ohtani closely, like I am, this guy comes over to America. He's dubbed the Babe Ruth of Japan, which is, I don't know. Just because you can rake in the Japanese league, and which is a very good league. I'm not trashing it, but you're not seeing the pitching in Japan like you are here. You're not seeing 98 with nasty tail. You're not seeing the nasty curveballs. You're not seeing the cutters. You're not seeing the bite on the pitches. It's the pitching's not the same. The Japanese league is like in between AAA and the big leagues, and you're not getting just a filthy pitching over there. And yet Ohtani rakes and he gets dubbed that. So let's get into what I want to talk about. Everybody is blowing up saying, OMG, Ohtani is for real. I'm not saying he's not for real. Let's just, before I really get into this, I'm not saying he's not for real. He's had 30 at-bats. He's 11 for 30. And everybody's saying that, like, it's absurd, the height, like, what people are saying. It's such a small sample size. Pull up that baseball reference page for me. So, he's 11 for 30, which comes out to, hold on a second, which comes out to a 367 batting average, 424 OBP, and a 767 slugging. Solid numbers. I'm not saying they're not. But he has 30 at-bats, 33 plate appearances, and we're 12 games into the season. Why are we saying this dude is like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's get a larger sample size. Let's see when he's in the dog days of July and he's striking out every other at bat. What are you guys going to say then? You still going to be on your knees for him? Probably not. And then on the pitching side, I watched his first start because I was super excited to see him pitch because I saw him pitch in person in Arizona. We've touched on this on the live show. He got shelled. It is what it is. Spring training stats don't matter a whole lot. Really anything. But in his case, they kind of do because he hadn't pitched over here. He's seeing brand new hitters. He's in a brand new environment. And he was just bad. So I'm not going to say I wrote him off, but I figured he'd be a decent pitcher. He couldn't hit. So let's go into his first start since I watched it. I believe it was 6 innings, gave up 3 earned to the Oakland Athletics, which have a pretty decent offense. So it's not like he was facing like a Padres lineup or a Royals lineup, which he has faced. So his splitter is for real. That is a very nasty pitch. He throws 98 with good movement. His slider was a big issue. Matt Chapman took one of his sliders like 4,000 feet to left center. Like, just great piece of hitting, but he hung it. That was a big problem. Ohtani was hanging virtually every single slider he threw, which is, when teams start to see him more often, that's not going to fly. Any casual baseball fan will know that. That splitter's for real. The fastball's for real. If that slider is going to have to be a big pitch for him, because if he's only throwing fastball, splitter, curveball, whatever he throws, he's going to have to throw a slider. He can't. He's just not going to have the effectiveness to only throw a fastball, splitter, because those are the two pitches that really stuck out to me. The curveball wasn't much. The slider has potential, but he, as I said, he was hanging it severely. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, well, he only gave up 3 earned. Yes, that is true, but These A's hitters had not seen him, so they didn't. I mean, you're not gonna. There's a thing in hitting, especially right off the year when you're seeing a new pitcher. Just because this guy's hanging sliders doesn't mean you're going to start hacking at him 0-0, 0-1, 1-1. You're not going to start hanging at these pitches. What do you want? No, get out of here. You're not going to start hacking at these pitches so early because you've never seen the guy. It's your first game of the. It was first couple games of the year. This is absurd, people. Let's wait till he gets 10 starts in, and maybe 150 plate appearances in, and then let's see where he's at. I'm not an Ohtani hater because he is going to be fun to watch pitch. I don't know what the hitting is going to be like. I don't care about his hot start. I don't know what it's going to be like, but he will be fun to watch pitch. I will tell you that. And I am a believer in his pitching. But can we just please pump the brakes? It's just like so hyping him like this is kind of like for you Cubs fans us starting 7 and 8. Like, chill out. It's a long season. We got plenty of time to catch our stride. It's the same argument. So, that's my Ohtani rant. But it is good to see baseball back. Real good to see baseball back. I do think so. So to wrap all this up, actually, let's back this up a minute. I think Ohtani will, obviously, I think he will win the Rookie of the Year, which is probably everybody's pick regardless. But I think it's going to be on the pitching side. I just don't believe in his hitting. I don't. I know I've seen some of the pitches that he's hit, and I know he turned around a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't remember who it was against, but he turned around a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and on his hands and ripped it down the line. That's good. It's good hitting. That's good hitting. Maybe he is adjusting. I don't know. I don't know. I do not believe in his hitting as of right now. And I'm sure that at the end of the year when he's hitting like 280 with like 20 bombs, I'm going to look like an idiot, but that's fine. That's my hot take. We just need to pump the brakes, and we need to wait and see a larger sample size, because Lane could go see some of these pitchers and hit in 10 at bats. He has 2 hits. Like, oh man, Lane could be in the MLB. No, he couldn't. So that's
I totally could.
He could. You're right. He could play for the White Sox.
Exactly. I would love that. I already asked Rick Hahn. I was at a game one time and I was sitting by the bullpen.
Another one of our dear friends.
Yes, Rick Hahn. And he was in the bullpen momentarily, and I asked him for a tryout.
Yikes.
Hey, I've got a decent college level fastball.
Goodness. All right. Anyway, that is my Ohtani little rant that I've been waiting to drop on you guys. Let's wait until we get the larger sample size and see what he does. Then you guys can come at me and say, "Oh, I'm dumb. Why am I the baseball guy in this 2-person podcast?" Great question. If I'm wrong, I'll admit to it. I will not hide behind my words. That's my rant, Lane.
So I didn't quite hear all of this because I was getting my pizza, like I said. But I heard you say that you don't believe in his hitting. What about his 3 home runs in his first 3 games?
See, now that was impressive. I mean, I don't know. I know, like, one of the pitches, it was a hung deuce, and it was one of those pitches where, like, any hitter, like any decent hitter in the league could have taken out. That's another thing with you common fans, you guys coming at me. Look at the pitches look at some of the pitches he's getting to hit. That's not going to happen all year. You have to have some context behind your arguments. Scotty, do not come at me and say, "Oh, your boy was wrong." We're 30 plate appearances in and we're 3 starts in. 2 starts in because he left this last one due to a blister. Soft. Let's wait and get a larger sample size. That is the gist of my argument. I'm not a hater. I'm just trying to be a rational baseball fan. Hoagie, Glenn, you let me know because I know you two will listen.
Well, Glenn doesn't know a lot about baseball, so I'm sure he'll just go with what you say. Hoagie, on the other hand, though.
Hoagie, I know you're a baseball guy.
Not trying to hate on you, Glenn. I'm just saying.
Glenn, you'll get there. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Hoagie, I know you'll be unbiased. Let me know about my thoughts because I am living and dying by these words. Because I think that we can make this podcast kind of blow up and we'll get some listeners.
Well, I mean, we're already on YouTube now. I mean, next stop is going to be iTunes for the podcast. So.
Better yet, we create our own iTunes. That's for another podcast, though.
Or go to Google Play.
Well, that too. Or both.
Yeah, or both. I mean, that would be a good idea.
Anyway, larger sample size, guys. Okay?
So, I'll just throw a few things out here now since you're here. What do you think yesterday of the pitching decisions by both the A's and the White Sox in that 14-inning thriller?
I'm going to be honest with you, doing homework. What give me some context.
Okay, well, I told you when I saw you yesterday that the White Sox took Rodon, or not Rodon, I want to say Rodon.
Oh, no, it's Fulmer after 2 innings?
Yeah.
There got to be something going on with him. Has to be. You do not
so? He had 5 hits. I think he had 1 earned run at that point, and then they gave him 3 more after they took him out.
See, that's not you're not going to pull one of your young pitchers. I mean, the White Sox know they're not going to make playoffs. You're not going to pull one of your young pitchers out that's like he's trying to get one of those rotation spots for down the road. You're not going to take him out because he's going to go through growing pains. There's got to be something wrong with him. Injury, maybe, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, but I haven't seen a single thing about the injury.
Now that you say
if
that,
there is one.
I haven't either. It'd be interesting what we see in the next couple days.
The A's also took their pitcher out in the second, but I could see that one more so because he gave up 6 runs in like 1 inning.
That makes sense.
Which I've seen that with James Shields before. I went to a game and James Shields gave up 7 runs in an inning and got pulled.
Yeah, that's just because you're getting shelled. But also with the A's, they are one of my sneakier possible second wildcard teams that can maybe sneak in there, but probably not because I think they're going to be decent. But also, they're the Moneyball team. they might, giving up 6 runs in 2 innings is justified. You're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and then for the rest of the game, neither team had a pitcher go more than like 3 innings.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's this new age bullpen stuff. We can get into that in another podcast when we have more time. We're running a little late here, but
true. This is about the same length as a regular show sometimes.
Right. We just to wrap up a little bit. Send us questions.
Yeah, that would definitely help.
Yeah, give us segment ideas. I feel like we have a little decent baseline of segments. We'll work at this a little harder once homework for me starts running down. I can start being here more.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, but
there's only like 3 weeks left in the semester.
Yeah, send us ideas, fellas. This is for you guys. This is so you guys don't have to listen to the
ESPN
Jameel and Michael Smith talk about God knows what on SportsCenter.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yohan Moncada first Grand Slam yesterday.
Dong shot. That was White Sox be a fun team to watch here in a couple of years. Moncada, one thing with him is he needs to chill out on the swing and miss. I'm not sure how much more or how much he can reduce that, but that's something that he can work on. That guy's for real. That is the short take on Yohan Moncada. He is for real. No worries there.
Well, good. I'm glad that the Chris Sale trade was worth it because I was really upset about that.
Yeah, that was a pretty fair trade both ways. That was because you're going to get your value in Moncada for sure. Kopech is one of those guys where he's disgusting in the minors, and we'll see what he does in the major leagues. He'll be called up this year, so we'll definitely be able to get into that over the summer.
Did you look into the Puerto Rico series at all? That 16-inning game?
The fact that Francisco Lindor hit a home run is what's good for baseball. The Puerto Rico fans went insane. Francisco Lindor is Puerto Rican, for those of you that don't know. That is good for baseball. I'm glad that Manfred is doing that. That's something that should probably be looked into a little more, is get some of those players back where they're from, get them in front of their fans. That'll up the ratings in America. Like, that's good. That's awesome.
Do they have any Cuba games this year, do you know of?
I don't think so. I do not think so. But that was pretty cool, too. That was pretty cool. It's really, anything that can grow baseball, because baseball, I hate to say it, it's becoming even harder to watch because pitchers are striking out guys at a much higher rate and guys are walking guys at a much higher rate, and all you're seeing is home runs. So it is becoming a little harder to watch for your average baseball fan. I love it regardless, but doing things like this and doing that little Little League World Series, like the Players Weekend thing, that's awesome. Doing things like that's definitely going to help grow it and make people keep watching.
I honestly hate the Little League World Series.
I've been there. I went out there when I was 12 and just watched, and it was, if you're a baseball fan, you have to go. It is a blast.
I just hate how much hype it gets.
Well,
because it's like these kids are like 12, 13, 14 years old.
It's 11 and 12 and 13. The one on TV, the one that ever gets all the hype. See, the thing that isn't as good about it now is that the teams have gotten worse since, like, you know, in the most recent years, the teams haven't been anywhere near as good. When we were younger, the year I went there, the team from Hawaii was unbelievable. Like 1 through 9, they're all hitting bombs. They had like 4 pitchers that were just studs. There was a team from Louisiana that their shortstop currently plays Division I baseball, because I remembered his name. He was that good. There was a team from Seattle, Washington. They had a pitcher that was 6'3". Like, just the teams now just haven't been as good. I mean, I'm sure that's just something that'll happen. And, you know, there'll be a spurt 5 years or so, or
millennials are killing baseball.
Honestly, I don't hate that. It'll pick back up. The Little World Series is amazing. You just have to it's something that your average baseball fan probably like you know. I understand your take. It's just, you know, they're 11 or 12-year-old kids getting a lot of hype, but it's awesome when you get that team that's just unbelievable. Or like,
well, because it's like these kids aren't even in high school. Because like high school is when you start to like kind of care about sports as like an adult. Not saying like you get to the high school age. I'm saying like you pay attention to high school because you pay attention to like the local high school teams. Mm-hmm. And then you go, because like who cares about junior high sports really?
Nobody.
The parents, that's about it.
Yeah.
Because their kids playing in it.
Right. Your casual fans are like, oh, let's look at the junior high box score in the paper.
Yeah, and nobody's like having fits like, ESPN, why aren't you broadcasting this junior high state basketball game?
I think ESPN has it right. I hate to say that, but I think covering that Little League World Series is good because the ratings explode every year. Because it's cool for them. I know it is. They do overhype it a bit, but like when you get that team that's just unbelievable, it's a blast to watch.
And then when they go into like the tournament part where it's like they're playing like kids from other countries,
I think that's cool too.
Why is there several like U.S. teams and then like one team from every other country?
I think that is because. The Little League World Series is kind of odd. It's based off, like they have it cut out into regions. So
yeah.
So overseas, you know, they don't have states. It's just one.
Well, right. Some countries do have states, but there's mostly provinces.
Right, and some of those provinces only take it's one team from the whole like. I don't really know how to describe this in a smart way. But I don't know. It'd be hard to bring in like the Canadian teams are god awful every year. If you brought in, wow,
I'm really curious what this MLB at Bat topic is. It says, "Arg, they want to dance with somebody. They want to feel the heat with somebody." Who do you think that's about?
Who knows? Who knows? Like if you brought in 2 Canadian teams, they both go 0-4 and be done. I think that's I don't know. That'd be something to ask somebody that works for the Little League World Series.
Okay. Well, I just figured since you're the big baseball guy, you know, maybe you'd have some insight on it.
Being from America, I root for the American teams.
Of course.
Not to be...
Naturally.
Yeah, so, you know.
America, yeah. USA.
America!
All right. Well, I suppose that'll be the end of it. So, successful recording of a podcast here tonight, like I was tweeting and hoping for. And looky there, we did end up getting a little bit of Tyler action, and he got his rant out.
Yeah, feels good to get that off my shoulders.
Yeah, you've had that for what, like 2 weeks now?
It's been a while. It's been a while, because I've been hearing this garbage from multiple friends, like, oh, Tony, shut up. Yeah, we'll get into it later. Yeah, anyway, send us questions, give us ideas, segments, whatever you guys want. You guys tell us what you want, and we'll work on it. Yeah,
and this is going to be on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, so if you're not following one of those, go follow, subscribe, whatever. Make sure you're getting these updates, man. And Sunday nights, live shows. Check that out.
Be there.
Yeah. This has been Tyler and Lane. Mostly me, Lane.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Have a great weekend, or whenever you're listening to this.
Exactly.
Have a great freaking day.